Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn class 9 computer application, and today we start class lesson third. In lesson third, we discuss about abstraction, how the abstractions can be implemented in software terms, how the real world entities can be implemented in software terms. In last video, we came to know about class and object. Okay, so from today, we are going to learn how to implement a real world entity in software terms. So the first of all, let's see here, can write entity, that is abstraction in the circle here, and because we are well aware that an object has some kind of attributes and behavior. Okay, so these two real world entity can be implemented in software terms by data member and member functions. So here we write attributes, and here we can write behavior, because an object will have some attributes and behavior, and these two would be implemented in software terms. Okay, so just write a class. This class will be write distribution method. So class, in class, this attribute should be implemented in software terms. This attribute should be implemented software by data members. By data members, and behavior of an object to be implemented in software terms using methods. Okay, methods or functions. So if you have a real world entity, so that entity can be implemented in software terms using attributes and behavior, and these attributes and behavior can be implemented in software terms. You can write here software terms using data members and member methods. Okay, so data members and member methods. So we'll take an example of a real word like car. So let's see how the abstraction of that car is being implemented in software terms. Let me write here because this diagram is important. So if I talk about a car, what would be the attributes of this car? Like color, brand, sitting capacity, model, and all. So many attributes maybe. Now, if I talk about behavior of this car, behavior of this car, it may stop, run, brake, then stop, run, brake, accelerator also will be there, and if I talk about steering also. So these are the functions. May have many. Depends upon the object, will have many. We go for the pure thing here. So this is attribute, and these are the functions. So how do we implement? See here, attributes were implemented using data members. That is also known as variables. So these attributes should be implemented in software terms using variables, and behavior of this object to be implemented using methods. So if I write it in software terms, I will write class name is car here. Then if I talk about attributes, color. So color would be string. So string color. Then brand. So brand may be a string because it may be a numeric one. So string uh, brand. Then sitting maybe a number. So int sitting. Then capacity. Then capacity of this car. So that also would be uh, int capacity, then model number. So this model also may be a string. So model. So now I've implemented attributes using different data members, different variables. Now, if I talk about behavior, so behavior would be like I will add public void stop. This is the first method. Like that, I can just write down all the functions that we have written here. Okay, all the functions would be implemented. So see, at last, we had implemented this class into a software term using class in Java. Clear? So this is how we can implement a real world entity into software term by distributing attributes and behavior. Attributes should be implemented using data members or you can say variables, and the behavior of an object would be implemented through methods like we have done here. Clear? So this is the main concept from your from this lesson. Since we had already completed classes and objects very clearly, how the class encapsulates okay the different things and how the object is being implemented. Even I have told you about how to create class, how to create an object from existing class. Okay, using new keyboard. So here, this is how a real-world entity can be implemented in software terms by distributing two things, attributes and behavior. So attributes would be implemented through data members or variables, and behavior would be implemented through methods or functions. Clear? So this is how we can implement a real-world entity into software terms. So let's go for a program, Java program. In last video, we had done two programs using one method, and the next one was having two methods. Today we'll do something else. So let me write a question first, and then I will tell you. So write a program to calculate or to find the perimeter of a triangle with sides measuring measuring 10 centimeters, 14 centimeters, and 15 centimeters. So what we have to calculate here, perimeter of a triangle. So the formula for calculating perimeter of a triangle is side plus side plus side. So this is the formula to calculate perimeter of a triangle. So let us start writing the program. Class Then I demo here, class name, demo. Then we'll have a method because we are calculating here, and last time I had told you that to do any kind of operation, methods are important. Without function, without behavior, and object is nothing. So to do any kind of operation, that operations can be performed only by method. So we'll have one method, uh, public void calculate is a method, and this here we have three values, 10, 14, and 15 centimeter. So let me write int side1 equals to 10 centimeter. See, when you put the value, right side after variable, no need to write this centimeter, kilometer, or anything, because this contains only values. This contains only value. Either you can write a variable which contains a value or direct values, not anything else. So int side equals to 10. Then int side 2 equals to 14, the second value, and int side 3 equals to 15. Three sides are there, side 1, side 2, side 3. Now we'll calculate perimeter of a triangle. So I will have, since all are integer type, all are whole numbers, so I don't need to take, because we are only pairing all of them. So we don't need to take any other type of data to store the fractional values, because here do not provide you fractional, because all are having whole numbers. So I will have one more variable, int perimeter of triangle. So I will write here peri of triangle equals to, perimeter of triangle equals to side 1 plus side 2, side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. 1, 2, 3. So side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. So now we have calculated the perimeter of a triangle and is stored in peri of triangle. We'll display it simply. The perimeter of a triangle is, have one more space, then you can print here peri only. So this one peri of triangle. So this is how we can print. See, I have given this one in a double quote only to print a statement. As I told last time, when you give anything in double quotes, it prints as a statement, print as a string, not as a value. So here the perimeter of a triangle is, so this statement will be printed, and then I will plus symbol. This is used for concatenating two strings together, means joining two strings together. So it will join one space also, because see, I given one more here, so it will join one more space, and then it will display, it will print this value. So it will print the perimeter of a triangle is, after space it will print side 3. Sorry, perimeter of triangle. Clear? So this is how we can calculate. After that the method will be closed and the class will be closed. This is how we can close method and then class. Clear? So this is your program. Now the next program will write for calculating square. Find the square whose perimeter is 20. Okay. or we calculate text. A program, write a program to calculate text for the taxable amount for the taxable amount of rupees, not taxable, taxable income, not amount, taxable income of rupees. So you want to practice here. Okay, if the tax rate is 2.5%. Clear? So we are going to calculate tax amount at the rate of 2.5%. So see, it is given 2.5, it is a fractional value. So store this value, we need to use double type variable. So let's start class tax on income. So this is the class name. Then we'll have one variable to store the source of successful. So int income equals to 3,10,000. Then double the rate, you can write here rate equals to 2.5. Now we'll calculate the tax. So write here int tax equals to income. So see, when you are calculating this, because this is how we'll do this one, income into rate divided by 100. This is the way. So see, we are having double here, double, and double will contain higher data value than that integer. So we need to store in double type. So tax will also come in double only because here we are calculating by structural value. So double tax equals to income into rate divided by 100. So this would be calculated. So tax would be calculated, and then we can print. Now tax is calculated. So we are not printing the exact income after discounting the tax. We are only printing the tax amount. Okay. So we'll simply print it. System dot out dot println the tax amount is plus tax. We can, before that we did not add here method, so let me write one method also, because without method it is not possible to calculate. Public void suppose calculate, and then here method is open, closed, and then class is closed. So this is your method also. Once again I repeat, without any method, just because to do any kind of operation, method is very important, because operations can be performed only using method. So method, and then we have calculated the tax, and then we have printed, and then method is closed, and then class is closed. So this is how we can calculate the tax amount. Hope you understood all these two programs, and the next session we will discuss about tokens. Thank you very much.